Alrighty, yeah. So up next, we got Ivan Burazin from Daytona. If you recognize his shirt, there's a few billboards around the city that says "Run AI Code." So, yeah, definitely.
Thank you for that plug. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me get this ready. Slideshow. All right. This is a very short version of, so we'll see how this works. So Daytona is infrastructure for AI agents. And so basically, there are things that AI agents cannot do or are incapable of doing if they don't have the right tools. And so I'm going to go and demo something right away to prove my basic point. And so if I give Claude to create a Python script and show me the output, what it will do is it will create some script, but it will either try to pretend what the output is or it will tell me what to do, because Claude can actually not run code at all on its own. So it says basically here, the script would produce this output. So this is not the exact output, right? So there's things that it cannot do. And now I'll give you like Claude, which is connected via MCP to a Daytona. And I just do the same prompt using Daytona. And it will go out and do the thing. It will spin up a VM, basically, and show us the output specifically. Because I have don't have that much time, I'm going to switch over, but I can come back later and you'll see that it's actually running. This is an error, but not important. It'll go and do that. So Daytona, back to this while that's sort of running over there. The example. So Daytona is basically a secure and elastic infrastructure for running your AI-generated code. Basically, you import the SDK and you just hit create sandbox. At its foundation, Daytona does 5 things that are very, very unique and helps your agent to do things more efficiently. One, our sandboxes are very fast, including latency. It takes like about 90 milliseconds to get them up and running. So about the time it takes you to blink, that's how long it takes us to spin up a sandbox. The second is it's completely Docker compatible. So if you have a Docker image Docker file that your human engineers are using, you can upload that automatically and it'll work. We have 5 regions to have as low latency as possible, so we can get as close to your agent as we can be. These sandboxes are 100% stateful, so they never turn off unless you want them to turn off. They can last for a couple of milliseconds or years at a time if needed to. And they're agent native. What I mean by that is that obviously the agent has API endpoints to spin them up and spin them down, but there's a bunch of tools inside of it that the agent can use natively. Example is, instead of trying to use a terminal in a human fashion, there's an API endpoint to open a terminal, to send a command, to receive a command, and whatnot. If there's time, I'm going to show you that in a second. So back to, I didn't hit allow for chat, sorry. I'll let this is working on. This is a very simple just walkthrough of the commands that Daytona has, so hopefully you'll get it. So to create a sandbox, I basically hit this here, and I create a couple of them, so it's 0.1 seconds to get up and running. And if I want to execute some code, here's an example, print blah, blah, blah file, it does that. These are the easy ones, but the more complicated one is basically a session, which is like a terminal. So I can create one session, I can create multiple of them. You can imagine having multiple terminals, and I'll have multiple commands that will keep running and have context of the former commands, and that will continue on until you close the session completely. Plotting of charts is in there as well. So I can just run this really quickly. It's going to plot out a chart. I'm trying to save for time, so it's there. So let's plot out a chart. There is also file system, create files, create folders, create files, set permissions, create the context of the files. There's all tools for all these things. There's a Git client, so you can basically clone a repo, pick which branch you want, and it's all going to be in there running automatically. So I have a minute and 24 seconds. Obviously, the management of it as well. I have 3 sandboxes running. I can stop them, delete them, destroy them. Going back to the Claude example, did it run? I'm not sure it's running. Anyway, demo-wise, go back to here really quickly. There's a TypeScript and a Python SDK for getting up and running. Obviously, anything in the world runs in these sandboxes. It is open source, so again, if you want to get a star us, I'm happy to get a star. But also, we do give up to $50,000 of credits of this infrastructure. So if any startup needs infrastructure for the AI agent, you can sign up at the website or pick me afterwards, and I'm happy to give you the credits for that. So with that, I will, 37 seconds left, leave the stage. Thank you so much.